welcome back to Cryptoria.
Yes.
This is co-host of Vivian.
This is Xiang,
And we are very lucky to have Sergey with us.
who is the 1inch co-founder.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Hi, Sergey. I believe most of our audience definitely know you and know 1inch. Personally, very curious. So why you create 1inch? So back to then, did you find some specific problems or issues faced in DeFi? So you create 1inch.
If I look back, December 2018, I and Anton, we were traveling around the globe. So it was our first hackathon. It's like competition for programmers. It was EthGlobal hackathon, and we found out over one night that we can actually build every hackathon something, and we can win a sponsor prize, and we can travel around the globe and pay the bills for the hotel and so on. And we decided to do it every month. Sometimes we were traveling also twice a month. And in May 2019, on a hackathon in New York City, we came to the idea why no one is aggregating liquidity. Yeah, there were already decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, Kyber, Banker, and it was difficult to exchange assets because Uniswap had own liquidity, like specific tokens were only on Banker. So we decided to build an algorithm that finds the best split. Between different liquidity sources. We found out that people start to use it after the hackathon. Actually, we didn't continue to work on these projects. Every hackathon we have built something new. So once we have built a decentralized streaming platform and you paid for each kilobyte you consumed, it was in Africa, in Cape Town. At this time, on a hackathon in New York City, we just built an aggregator, a simple interface, one single transaction to exchange for the best execution on the market. So we introduced aggregation for decentralized exchanges. It was a new market. And it was really cool to see that people start just using it, and we decided to work on it in a free time. To this time, I had some private difficult situation. I had to leave in the office, so yeah, had no show, had to go to the gym. But I was free, kind of. I was able to travel around the globe, and I worked in the nights on 1inch. Anton was working for Near Protocol. In 2020, after 1 year, 3 months, we raised the first round. Really great angels, backers, and we were able to grow it. Nowadays, we count 150 people around the globe contributing to 1inch.
Yeah. Wow. Yes, because I've learned what 1inch it is when I just came into the crypto industry. Yeah, so back then I missed the DeFi summer cycle, but I do learn a lot of projects from DeFi. So I believe our audience, a lot of them are newcomers. So would you mind just in your words, just tell us what is the aggregator it is? What kind of problem is really solved for traders?
So if you compare it with the traditional world, if you go to one single exchange, you are only limited for this single exchange liquidity. So if you have really a lot of money, like for example 200 million of US dollars of Tesla, if you have 200 million of US dollars and you would like to buy Tesla stock, then you don't go to one single exchange, right? You need to distribute it a little bit, but of course not like the normal people who have
don't
some
put egg
savings,
into same basket, right?
So normal people, of course, they have lower amount of money what they want to invest. For general people, this is the best place where you don't need to spend time to find the right token. All tokens are there. Because we aggregate the whole liquidity, not just only one blockchain, for example, not just only on Ethereum. We support a lot of layer 2s and other like EVM-based blockchains like Polygon and Binance Smart Chain. Very popular, I think, in China, Binance. The thing is, we also offer best execution. Sometimes liquidity is fragmented, very fragmented, and if you buy a new token, for example, we know exactly how much liquidity is. And we use a highly complex algorithm. It's like a multi-path algorithm from source asset to destination asset. by using multiple ways. It's multi-path algorithm. What we use.
So I think that is the Pathfinder algorithm, right?
Pathfinder, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I got the right name though.
Yeah. So actually, that would be the next question I want to ask, because like most of our audience are not tech background like you, right? So you know tech really well. So could you help us to explain what is the Pathfinder algorithm in a really simple terms? No tech words, please. I know it's a challenge.
Yeah, you can think about the algorithm. It's a min cost max flow algorithm. So in technical terms, not technical terms, you have one asset what you would like to exchange against another asset. And very often it makes no sense to just exchange on one market. One market is like this source token against the destination token. Sometimes there's no liquidity for this pair.
Yeah.
We offer any-to-any swaps.
Okay.
And also cross-chain nowadays. In September, we introduced cross-chain swaps as well. So you can just... Very soon we will also introduce Bitcoin support and Solana and tons. We are going really big with this topic. Our main value proposition is non-custodial swap.
Okay.
Very important for everyone to understand. We are completely different to centralized approaches. We have no custody over the assets. That means when you exchange in 1inch or 1inch similar tech provider, there are some other people who are doing similar things, like Uniswap X, Uniswap in general, also ZeroX. They are our kind of... People say they are competitors to us, but I see everyone as a partner because we are growing this space. So you can imagine you have glass water, yeah? And you put the water into a system of pipes. And our algorithm know exactly what pipe to use. When you exchange, for example, Ethereum to USDC, it makes sense to exchange Ethereum to DAI, to USDT, to WBTC, and then to USDC. So we use multiple market depths. Yeah. In the traditional world, I would say if I have $200 million US, because traditional finance is big, it's huge. So if you have $200 million US in US dollars, it makes no sense to use just US dollars to buy Tesla stock. You could have liquidity of Tesla stock also to Singapore dollar, for example, or to euro in Europe, in Frankfurt maybe exchange. Then it makes sense to exchange a little bit of USD to euro and use euro to buy Tesla, And in parallel, we buy also with US dollar Tesla stock, and we buy maybe with Singapore dollar a little bit because there's some liquidity on one of the exchanges to other currencies. So, and we facilitate this approach, and it works very well on blockchain. Why? Because it's atomic execution on Ethereum. Other blockchains what are not atomically, for example, Near, it's asynchronously. It's also possible to implement this. It's a little bit more complex, but it works. And I repeat once again, our value proposition is non-custodial atomic swap. So that means when you exchange in the same transaction, you give your asset and you get the asset what you want.
Yeah.
At the same time.
You don't. Yeah, at the same time.
You don't need a custodian. You don't need to
yeah, and you don't need to trust someone or believe that someone will not gamble with your funds. We have seen FTX, right? So they took user funds, they gambled with this, they did stupid investments, and actually really gambled with the user funds.
And they have the right to stop your take your money out
to withdraw,
to withdraw the money.
Yeah, and you can't even withdraw very often. We have seen multiple times this. And there's a Morpheus law. If something can go wrong, it will go wrong. And we build our protocols in non-custodial manner, in atomic manner. So it's, if the trade is not happening, then everything just roll back. So it is kind of our thing, what we drive and try to adopt. From our point of view, there's no need for centralized exchanges anymore, since we have really great tech already in DeFi to offer also great user experience and also best execution, where the user has access to the whole liquidity in the market, not just to a single small exchange.
I think that's more than 80, right?
We have we have 8 or 9 different blockchains what we support in layer 2s, and just only on Ethereum we have 40,000 liquidity sources.
Wow.
40,000. Every smart contract with little liquidity is integrated in 1inch, and we know about that, and we provide access to it to everyone.
Wow. So you grew until now. What kind of the challenge you are facing right now?
The biggest, actually, or technical or non-technical. I know definitely as a startup you have loads of different problems, right?
Yeah.
But what's the biggest or what concerns you the most?
Well, one thing I already shared, so I was living in an office on the airbed like 1 year before the shower.
That is the trouble.
like Elon Musk.
I'm not very familiar how Elon Musk was starting. I have some friends who were also living in a garage and building on startup in Silicon Valley. It's of course, like it helps. It helps me like every day to understand. Okay, it can be differently, and I'm really glad to have this opportunity to build something what matters, what people use. In terms of non-technical challenges as well, we had fast growth of the setup. It's not just one company, it's a project, it's a community project. Of course, we have some companies.
Oh, you got the DAO as well, right?
Yeah, we have a DAO. We have a non-profit organization foundation what take care about to grow the market, like 1inch in general. We have the DAO who also decide to distribute grants or like to implement maybe new things. We are 150 people around the globe who contribute to this project, and communication is very often very bad. People this broken phone, problem.
Yeah.
Like 10 people, and then like the last person says completely different things.
Yeah.
The first person said. We are trying to fix this kind of humankind problem in general. Technical problems. We see a lot of hackers who are very, very smart. Yeah. They do like third-party supply chain attacks. For example, we had integration 1inch of animation library. It was in the DApp. DApp is just a website, right? So. And our contributors use one library. This library was hacked by hackers through social engineering to hack 1inch frontend.
Wow.
1inch frontend was a target of hackers, and this library is a very famous one. Like a huge amount of companies are using this library, and the hackers hacked this library just to try to hack our front end. We were lucky that our contributors, also some of our partners, reacted and recognized that something is wrong, because they created a pop for like model in the DApp to connect to a malicious wallet connection, so they could inject something. So we published this incident, fully transparent. That's why I'm also speaking. It's very important that everyone should really double check what they sign. So on the wallet, when you use like MetaMask, or you use 1inch wallet, or you use maybe Ledger. Nowadays we do collaborations with Ledger to highlight in the Ledger what you're signing. So to explain what you're signing. So we're also contributing to a device manufacturer. Yeah, it's very important to be transparent. It's everyone should really verify what's going on, and also developers need to take care about how they integrate third parties, because it's a vector of attack.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of my friends, actually, just in this year, my very close friend, they've been hacked twice. One
really?
with their project funds, and the one with their personal funds.
This is really sad. I met Justin Sun last time on a conference, and he also shared with me that he was hacked for 300 million.
Jesus.
This is really insane. This guy has a lot of money, but I think 300 millions is also really painful for
it's really painful.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And it happened, he said, like it was like he got also kind of attack that the hacker got access to his computer, and hacker
with some link, right?
I don't know. He didn't explain probably, but I think it's like social engineering link or email very often. I did some work at Porsche AG as a security expert, where I was working in Stuttgart. Before 1inch, I had also a lot of these topics with security audits and so on. But you never know, and that's why it's very important when you sign on a hardware wallet. For this amount, you need to use hardware wallet, right? We call it also cold wallet. If people don't know this term, it's a device where you have your seed phrase imported, and then this device show you what you're signing, and you just verify, okay, this is a swap. Especially Ledger is offering now this opportunity to really understand, okay, what you're signing there. Is it swap or it's just transfer to a malicious wallet? So you can really recognize and double check. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So I know it's always like really serious talk about safety, right? But now the next one will be really interesting. And also there's something that you keep talking in different conferences and events. The term intent.
Yeah, you call it the future of DeFi.
Yeah. So let me finish my question. So what is intent? And how is it used in DeFi?
Yeah, we started in blockchain by creating transactions, sending them to the mempool, and miners or validators include them in the block. Yeah, so this approach it works, but it also kind of introduces risks for the users itself, and it's also not super user friendly. So you need to define also the gas price, and maybe the gas price what you choose is not the market gas price, so it's stuck somewhere, and the transaction is not executed then for maybe half hour or maybe a day. So it's bad user experience. To improve this, we addressed this already in December 2022 by introducing an intent-based swap protocol. Actually, based on intents, you can build everything and to improve the user experience. And the user experience feels like on centralized exchange, where you just click a button, you see your order, what you want to create, like swap order. And this swap order is just a off-chain order with a signature of your wallet. You need just verify with your private key, with the signing of this message with your private key on a hot wallet or a cold wallet. You verify that you agree on these terms. And terms could be differently. We are using it for swaps and cross-chain swaps. And the user don't pay for the transaction by themselves. This is very important.
Okay.
It's gasless transactions. You have maybe heard about that. And this off-chain order is nowadays when you swap on 1inch, it's shared with the 1inch network. And in 1inch network, we have participants like market makers, arbitrage traders, professional traders who see these orders. It's like a private order book. Only for those who stake 1inch token and have unicorn power. We have specific utility model for our token.
Right.
But these are professionals, and they actually go through AML screening from Foundation. 1inch Foundation takes care that all the participants who settle the trades, intent swaps, they are fully clean. There's compliance checks, there's KYB, really deep screening. There's an extra compliance team behind 1inch. So the idea is user should not take care about how it's going to be executed. The user want results. User just define what they want and how it's going to be executed. It's a job of professional executors. This is the basic idea, and it works very well. We have seen 36 billions of US dollars since December 2022. Based on this technology, Uniswap started to do the same. After our launch, it took like almost 1 year. They introduced Uniswap X. Used the same Dutch auction approach. The idea is not just to sign for specific rate like limit order. We have also limit orders. We have them since 2021, but the settlement is not like immediately. With limit orders, because you very often you don't meet the market conditions, because you want maybe a higher rate than you can get it right now on the market. No one will settle it. To fix this problem, we introduced smart Dutch auction.
Smart Dutch auction.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
And Dutch auction is inside of the smart contracts. So order is off-chain, but settlement is in a smart contract. Highly safe
it's
and
quite
atomic for the user.
It's more efficiency though.
It's much more efficient. I have real world cases. Someone exchanged 12 million USDT to Ethereum on 1inch Fusion. Our intent-based swap, we call it Fusion, because you can, if we have enough people, enough order, they can be settled together. You can, like, if someone exchanges Ethereum to USDC and from the other side USDC to Ethereum, you can bundle them and merge them. fusion them.
Oh,
This was the
infusion.
initial idea.
That is why
Wow.
called infusion. Okay, yeah.
So this a real world example was 12 million USDT to Ethereum, and this person got 135,000 US dollars more compared if they would just do market trade on the blockchain.
Oh.
Just imagine, this is huge amount of money.
Yes.
Yeah, and we actually organize it for the user just because of our tech. Our Dutch auction allows also to in partial fills. So there are like 11 right now 11 market makers who compete between each other. Who take first? They take first.
Yeah.
And very often we start from the spot price and with the Dutch auction and go to the market rate and to below to maximal acceptable price what the user can afford. And very often all the trades are settled almost on the spot price because resolvers, they cannot wait.
Yeah.
It took a little bit time for us to develop it. At the beginning, we had just my gut feeling and great brain of my co-founder who came with the Dutch auction approach to maintain decentralization. So there are some projects who do the settlement centralized, and one single company decide what settlement will happen. In our case, we achieve high decentralization through competition from market makers between each other because there's a Dutch auction.
Yeah.
So it starts on spot price, goes a little bit down every block, and they cannot wait because if they wait, someone will take it for them.
Because the price is getting down. Yeah.
That's the beauty of Dutch auction.
Yeah.
But your one is smart Dutch auction. So.
Smart Dutch auction. It's not linear from spot price to market rate. It's not linear line.
It's a curve.
Smart curve.
It's a smart curve, and actually it was like a magical situation for me. How I came to this idea with the smart curve. I had a discussion with a friend. He was pitching completely different idea, and he was like, I tried to understand what he's very bad in pitching. Yeah, his name is Tigran. Thank you, Tigran, for your help. So somehow he gave me a lot of information. I was really struggling to structure this information to understand his idea behind his project. But at the end, after this 1 hour, I got a picture in my mind. It was this smart curve what follows the current market liquidity. So the idea is we sell user order in time. Just imagine, we have maybe 6 minutes to sell 12 million USDT. Of course, we don't sell on the market rate because there's price impact. When you swap a lot of money, there's limited liquidity and the price drops in this specific network. But liquidity is also on centralized exchanges and other networks. So we give time for arbitrage traders, market makers, to arbitrage and to hedge on centralized exchanges and other networks, and already start to settle almost on a spot price. And how we define the price is the theory is 6 minutes. In 6 minutes, the order expire. At the end of 6 minutes, the price is the mean return what the user is okay to get. So mean return is market rate as a market return minus maximal acceptable price impact. This is most of the cases 50 bips, 20 bips, 10 bips. So it depends on the pair. And if you look on the chart, so 6 minutes we have on the X, and the y-axis we have the return amount. So first we use the spot price. It's really good return amount for the user. And after 1 minute, we set the next price point, and this is 1/6 of the amount what the user wants to exchange. And you get the price of once, like if you use our Pathfinder and you put not the full amount, 12 million, but you put only 1/6 of the 12 million, then you get a better rate because for this amount of assets what you want to exchange, you have better rate because there's enough liquidity to cover almost the swap almost on the spot price. So and the curve, it goes like this, and then at the end it goes very down because there's like limited liquidity on the market. This is a kind of combination of multiple things, and altogether it really makes a lot of profits for the users to exchange.
But it's very smart. But that only works for the large amount of money, or it's with small amount of money, it's still working.
It works also for small amounts. It's not depending on the amounts, it's depending on the available liquidity and the liquidity fragmentation. Just imagine you have a meme coin, and the liquidity is distributed between maybe 3 networks, maybe 2 layer 2s and maybe Ethereum. So, and you exchange on base on layer 2, and there's only small amount of this liquidity of this coin. But liquidity is there on other chains.
Yeah.
And that's why it makes sense to sell it in time over maybe 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes. It depends on the token pair and the available liquidity. And we give time to arbitrage traders to settle and also to hedge on the different networks. That means hedging means the market maker, they buy on another network.
Yeah.
Sell already in the network where your user want to get it, and later they do rebalance. They move these assets through native bridge or other solutions what out there, or use nowadays 1-inch cross-chain swaps as well. So the idea is settlement can happen immediately, and rebalancing can happen afterwards.
Okay. Wow.
Well, we'll definitely need some time to digest this.
Yeah, it took me really, I think like half year after we launched the Dutch auction approach, we had linear interpolation.
Yes.
What Uniswap has right now, they use our initial approach. It took me like almost half year to came to this better approach, and we also introduced new thing. We had the problem that the price didn't meet the market conditions after the user sent the order to the network, because gas execution costs were moving. They became more expensive. Then settlement happened later, not immediately, especially for small amounts. And we fixed this with the last release this year with Fusion V2. We take into account the price movement of gas costs and adjust the price points, what we said, down or up. It depends. If gas costs became cheaper, then user get better rate. If the gas price became more expensive, we improved the rate for the market maker and reduced the rate for the user, but still in the acceptable price impact area.
Wow.
It's highly complex. I can write a book about it.
It is.
It's a little bit our unicorn magic, I would say.
So I think you guys are inventing sort of those things. And what about the Dex Aggregator landship? After you create the 1-inch, and I believe you definitely have a lot of the competitors right now. Do you think this Dex Aggregator industry is already mature, or it still needs some things to keep this industry moving forward?
So when we started, we introduced a new market, aggregation market. We had a market share of 100%. Nowadays we keep 70 to 75% of market share for aggregation. I'm glad to see people following us and building also aggregators because they contribute into the space. They spend money, time. They onboard users. They explain that aggregation makes sense. It makes no sense to go to one single DEX. That's why also Uniswap decided to go with Uniswap X. It's actually like same as our intent-based swap. It's also aggregation because under the hood there are market makers who use anyway 1-inch as a Pathfinder algorithm and also other like 0x API as well to find the liquidity and to settle. It became more professional. I would say at the beginning there were only small teams building that. It's actually good for the user because competition is always good for the user. I can give you example. We built first simple algorithm what use only one market. For example, Ethereum use DC. And we were looking only for liquidity pools for this pair. But we recognized there's more liquidity. So all our competitors started to do the same as we did originally. They use only one market. But I and Anton, we came to an idea, we need this Pathfinder, multi-path algorithm. We can use multiple different markets. We can exchange Ethereum to DAI, to USDT, and then to USDC, and also in parallel to USDC. And we built this highly complex algorithm. I actually wrote it on the couch of my sister in Black Forest, Germany. So by having a call with Anton, it was just an experiment idea, and then of course we built a research team. Like we have really a research team who rewrote it in a highly performance oriented language. It works almost on the hardware nowadays. And then after like 1 year, our competitors came also with the same approach. They just copied the approach, you know. But it's also great, you know. They just prove us that we are right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and nowadays we have cross-chain solutions. Since September, we launched it in Hong Kong. We announced it.
In Hong Kong, okay.
Oh no, I'm wrong. It was Singapore.
Yeah, September, Token 2014, all right.
Token 2014. Yeah. And Hong Kong was another story. It was the collaboration with BruceLee family.
Yeah,
So
we definitely will. Yeah,
talk about that.
Yeah,
We'll talk about
we definitely
that,
will talk about it later. Yeah. And so back to the intent. You keep saying the intent is the DeFi 2.0. So it's the future of the DeFi. Is that because user intents can let people more easier to adopt the DeFi, or for some other reasons?
From our point of view, there are no numbers like DeFi 2.0 or something. It's just DeFi what improves over time. So we are here with one since 5 years. And it's really nice to see that DeFi works very well because it's composable. So it's extendable, accessible, so everyone can get access around the globe to it. It's a really global thing, you know. It's a really sustainable approach where you have possibilities like money Legos where you can build new things. It's really like every protocol is like money Lego, and you put on this money Lego your own money Lego, or you put three money Legos together. How we did it with aggregation, we just used Uniswap money Lego, Bancor money Lego, Kyber money Lego, and built own on top of it, and we got a nice project out of it.
Yeah, because most of my friends, they are interested in DeFi is because they think DeFi gives them the freedom to own their own assets.
This is the value proposition, the ownership. You know the difference between Web 2 and Web 3? Like Web 3 is more about ownership.
It's all about
and decentralization and less intermediates or no intermediates. And Web 2 was like digitalization, cloud, sharing information.
It's more like using some things, but we cannot owning some things.
And you actually don't own your data on Facebook account, right?
Yeah.
You can download it, but actually Mr. Zuckerberg owns your data.
I think the owning things, these terms is, it's being keep saying by the crypto peoples, just like the Chris Dixon, he wrote a book, he's about to rewrite and own, right? But I think most of the people, they are not feeling like I need to own something because we already used to do, we use money, like we use we use USDTs, but maybe are we really owning our assets? Are we using the fiat money every day? We thought we're owning some assets, but are we really own those kind of assets, those kind of monies? Really, we own the values?
But at the end, it's just printed paper, right? with a promise. It's a printed paper with a promise that the government can like pay you out or give you something back for this, or you have to promise that you can use these funds to get almost the same value, but like in different manner. So if you dig a hole, you get funds for this. You did some work, and for this work, you have a promise that you can use it to buy water, for example. Just how the traditional financial world works right now, and it's not efficient from our point of view. It was built how they could build it. Without the right technology, but we have already the right technology. And back to your question, like this intent protocols are just one of the approaches how to improve the user experience, how to make it comfortable to use for everyone who don't really need to do a degree in blockchain technology, you know.
Yes. So now, if we go back to where you guys started, you with Anton, right? So let's say the May 2019, where both of you invented the protocol in East New York, right? So over these 5 years in the Dex Aggregator space, how did it evolve over time in these 5 years? And are you happy with the evolution through these 5 years?
Yeah, we have built a lot of things. We started with the aggregation. Then we came to the idea, okay, there's no really cool wallet out there. MetaMask had really terrible experience, user experience. Nowadays it's better.
They've been criticized on it.
So we are partnering also with Consensus. We help them, so they have swaps from 1inch as well integrated. We also offer to other wallets our portfolio APIs. So we have built a lot of tools, also for developers, to onboard more developers, and also to work more efficiently with our business partners. So we introduced developer portal. It's like software services like Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud, where you can just get access by creating an account, getting the API key, and then you can just use APIs to build your own unicorn. So this we also share a lot with on the hackathons here. So we have bounties for this as well, so people can get per hackathon, people can get up to $20,000.
Wow, 20,000.
Just imagine, you can just come over 2 days, you can get $20,000, right? You can just do it full time, yeah. So back to our days when we were traveling around the globe, maximum what we got per hackathon was $2,000.
Wow, back to 2019.
2019.
So that is New York.
It's New York. We got only $300 from ENS. Actually, no one understood what we have built except one guy. There was one guy, Leon Horn. He is co-founder of Ethereum Global. And he said, Sergey, I need to sit. He said, like, this is the next big thing.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, he was really shocked when he had seen this. He said, like, he personally needs this because he like sells sometimes, buys sometimes some tokens. And he said, this is the next big thing. And I didn't believe him. So, but it escalated quickly, I would say.
Yeah, but can I ask, did he become your angel investor and you're following like fundraising?
I think he didn't invest, but he got some allocation from our 1inch Foundation. Because he always gave us kind of support feedback, you know, he often what I understood and just shared like what we can improve, you know, like where he has pain points, and I think he got something from the 1inch Foundation as an airdrop or something. Same as Vitalik. You know, like when we were in a hackathon venue. I met Vitalik, we spoke also with him, I shared the idea about like why no one combine the whole liquidity in one single place by using just a protocol, and he like, true, like why?
When?
You ask a question, you ask the obvious question, but no one solve it.
Yeah, and he like, oh yeah, it's really cool idea, and just build it if you can. Did you know that we actually didn't sleep on the hackathon?
Oh yes, I know. We attended hackathon before.
We attended hackathon before, so you got all those like floating bags there, right? The bed.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to sleep. I didn't. It's my personal record. I didn't sleep 56 hours.
Oh, Jesus, 56 hours. Wow.
56.
Wow. 2.5 days though.
Yes. It was difficult. It's my personal record. I wanted to sleep. It was already second night. And one of my friends who was sitting next to me on the table, he was also working on his own project. He was looking at me and said, like, Sergey, if you don't sleep, you will die. You look very terrible. I was like trying to breathe, you know, drinking water, like I ate a little bit. And my body stopped actually to warm anymore because after, like, if you don't sleep, you don't recover, and it became highly dangerous for the body. So I found a blanket somewhere and was sitting. I have still a picture. If you go to the hackathon, maybe I will do keynote, short keynote. I will show how it started with us. And it was like sitting like this with a blanket. And the second night, actually, I wanted to go for the bed. I have seen one bed next year. I thought it's from the venue. So someone from the organizers put some air beds. And I tried to use it. Like I was like in the bed, and after 5 minutes, a guy came and like pushed me like this and said, "Hey man, what are you doing in the bed of my girlfriend?"
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. I thought this is like from organizers. I just wanted to do power nap. So I didn't sleep, and I continued to work. And then on the last day, like in the last morning, on a Sunday morning, the room behind me started to change. I lost the orientation.
Also, you had some like illusion. Like
Yes,
Dizzy
yes.
or
It started to move. Everything started to move. I didn't understood where I am, but I was focused on the computer, on my MacBook, and I was finishing the application, testing it. So after like 15 minutes of brief techniques and little bit water, I was okay, and then I could walk around and pitch. I was very, very bad with pitching. No one understood what they have built, how it said, except one guy. And ENS gave us $300, so I was able to pay for the airplane ticket back to Germany.
Wow.
To come back to my office.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Well,
God.
that's
So
such
that is how founders became, you know.
Yeah, founder story.
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
is really the founder story.
Yes.
Yes, it helps. You know, these difficult times, you know, we struggled multiple times. You know, I was 2019 with this private situation. I had also panic attacks. First, I didn't understand what a panic attack is. And then I was reading about that and then understood, okay, I need to breathe. I need to learn how to use this breath techniques.
Adjust,
you know?
yeah, adjust yourself.
And then you need just to sit. If you are in a situation in your life and you feel it will not end, it will end. It's like a fire, where you need to go through. And you need to make a step, and one day it will end. And it's always the life is like why we are here on Earth, like in general, why we are living, to go through these challenges, to grow with these challenges. And you have always cycles. You have bad cycle or challenging cycle. I would say it's not really bad. It's challenging cycle, and then you have a success cycle where you feel, oh no, I reached, I got success, and of course if you fail, you will have to repeat it. That's why people struggle very often with the same things, because they didn't learn something. You know?
Yeah.
I guess it's also like from this philosophy from Buddhism, I think, right? Like from Buddha, that you need to kind of if you have a challenge, you need to fix something. You know, you need to learn something, you need to adapt to something, and then you will not get it anymore.
Yeah, I think most people are said the failure is the mom of the success, right?
Yes.
So I think that is because most of people, we can see that, but we really don't understand it. So failure means you have to learn some things from that. If you don't learn, failure is failure. Failure is always the failure.
It will repeat. Will repeat. It will come back. So what I've seen also in my life, it will just come back and just try to adapt. It's like also BruceLee's philosophy, adapt. Be like water, my friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you put water in a cup, the water became a cup.
Yeah.
So and this whole like everyone needs to be adapt. Yeah. I do martial arts since I don't know, I'm 12 or something. I did 5 years karate. I have second brown belt, almost black belt in Shotokan karate. Then I moved to Muay Thai.
Muay Thai, yeah.
And I had to forget everything what I have learned. So I had to empty my cup.
Yeah.
And then do it again.
To fill it again.
Yeah.
And then I could combine at the end, but it was really completely different. And then from Muay Thai, I moved to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I'm now blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's like a little bit less chess because you need to think a lot of like you have 1,000 techniques, maybe more, what you can do. And here the same. I had to empty my cup. I understood that I didn't know anything, and I had to learn from scratch.
Yeah.
And it helps. It helps.
Yeah.
So to always empty your mind and just try to learn.
Yeah, I think that is why everybody wants to do the meditation. You know, meditation is help you to
calm down, calm yourself down.
Just meditation is also one of great things, especially when you would want to fix your sleep. If you sleep bad, then meditation, everyday meditation, 2 hours maybe before you sleep, you do meditation, and then you can sleep very well.
Yeah, exactly. That is how it works.
So since we already covered what you experienced before, right? So if we're looking forward in the future, what would you think the major challenges this industry need to, overcome or resolve it?
Yeah, user experience, we need to still improve it so everyone in the end understands it, and we need to follow the golden standard of non-custodial approaches. So everything what we should build should be non-custodial. There's a Morpheus law. If something can go wrong, it will go wrong. So, and if you have a protocol or application where someone can hack it and steal money in terms of this centralized custodian access, or the funds are stored somewhere in a centralized place and it's governed by a single entity or maybe one person, it's much person, and people became greedy, So we need just follow the biggest value proposition also of decentralized finance and Web3 in general, ownership, non-custodial approach, but with high user experience. So non-custodial doesn't mean that if you lose your seed phrase, you should lose all your funds. There are already good applications out there. For example, in Phoenix, I don't know if you have seen from founder of Kind, the founder of Synthetics.
Yeah.
Really nice. You use your passkey, you can log in, you have your recovery, and it's still set up in non-custodial manner. So you don't have to trust this company. Yeah, you can still work without trust.
Yeah.
I have a questions for your strategies. I know currently you guys are launched the wallet, hardware, basically the whole full vertical stack. So what makes you to make these strategies? I just thought maybe the aggregator is aggregator, that you just combine all the liquidity. I think that's it. That is already the huge business. But why you guys are creating the full stack?
So, BruceLee said once, don't think, feel.
You really love him.
I'm someone who feel. My co-founder think. So, and we are both together, yin and yang. That's why it works with us very well. Of course, we were looking always to where we can improve and where we see low-hanging fruits. In terms of hardware wallet, we started 21, I think, with the first researches. Right now, I would say what we wanted to deliver was delivered already by Ledger. So they were very fast, and because they are only focused on hardware wallet. We had just a research team, and we wanted actually to build open source hardware wallet so everyone can actually build it by themselves. For us, it was important that people have the possibility to work with a hardware wallet, with a cold wallet, where someone can verify how does it work. Some of the hardware wallets out there, they are closed. Also the mechanics, the chips are closed, it's not fully open source. And we thought we could improve this space. We started, and actually, from our point of view, we pushed other people to build better devices. And now, really, like Stacks device from Ledger is really great. And we, I already said, we collaborate with them. We contribute also to this device. So it was more about, okay, what we can improve, and we had a team who wanted to do that. Yeah, right now we are looking for other people who can give more value. So this team what was there, they did research, it was okay, but to go really fully production, to build it in the manufacturers, you need a little bit in different level, like a completely different level. You need people who are who did it already.
Yeah, but a lot of I look a lot of report about 1inch, and they all said you guys have the very good execution team.
Yes, my people are not very often happy about this because sometimes we do hackathons because we have this high hackathon culture. When we see that we cannot deliver because all people are remotely, and the same what happened with cross-chain. For September, our protocol, smart contracts, we had already last year, and we had to build a lot of backend services. We had to integrate in a wallet. We have this soft wallets on 1inch wallet, what you can download from App Store. We had to integrate our cross-chain solution into these services, and it took very long, and they couldn't finish it, because they were distributed. So then we just put 30 people into one office. We have office in Dubai, in DFC. We organize food. We organize where to sleep, where to recover. So we organize whole hotel for people.
Just for people to
Small
work.
one, but yeah. And they were in our office, and they were working to finish it in time. And we were really glad to be able to deliver it in September, and it works very well. So sometimes we need to do something like this. Not everyone is happy, so we lost some contributors because it was too much pressure for them.
Yeah, get it done is really, really
Really
fresh.
hard.
The thing is, we don't force,
Uh-huh.
but
It's motivated.
core team are coming still from hackathons, or all our friends from hackathons are our core members.
Uh-huh.
And people who came later, not everyone actually shared this mentality and this
Yeah.
culture. Some of
Hacker.
them just work from 8 to 5. I'm also okay with this, It's okay that contributor just worked at core time, but sometimes you need to also work maybe all night.
Yeah,
fully
maybe.
engaged
Yeah,
with the
fully
project,
engaged.
To finish it.
Yeah, to get it done. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
For this, then, because we already talked about the future, you post a photo, right, with Bruce Lee's daughter. I remember, right? So,
Yes, Shannon.
because we all know Bruce Lee. We all know Bruce Lee. But what's Bruce Lee related to 1 inch? That would be some questions our audience want to know.
Yes, we are also really glad about the collaboration with Bruce Lee Foundation. It took us 3 years. So we spoke with them really a long time, explained what we are doing, because they are really careful about the Bruce Lee
Reputation.
name,
Yeah, Bruce Lee name,
legacy.
yeah.
So, and we were able to show them that we actually live the philosophy of Bruce Lee. I'm a fan of Bruce Lee since I'm small. That's why I started also my martial arts. And everything what Bruce Lee did was done as like a pro. Yeah. He was cha-cha-cha champ. He was a great martial arts guy with own fighting style.
Yes.
Jeet
Yes,
Kune Do,
Kung Fu. Sort of.
superstar, movie superstar. But he was also a philosopher, he studied philosophy, I think in Seattle. He shared a lot of nice thoughts just with the water,
yeah.
You need to adapt, find yourself. Sometimes you need to feel and to think. Actually, the name 1 inch came from Bruce Lee.
Oh, the I forgot. It's like one of the...
1 inch punch.
yeah.
So
I think
this
it's from the Wing Chun. Is that?
It's kind of, I think Bruce Lee showed it to the whole world.
Yeah.
I think there are some techniques who are similar, but it was not really a 1 inch punch. It's just the approach, how they punch, but he showed this punch on a karate tournament. He was invited as a guest in US. It was in US, and I'm not sure, maybe LA. And he did a small presentation of his abilities. And karate guy was like staying like this, and Bruce Lee came with a distance of 1 inch. He punched this guy fully away, and he was like flying away.
Yeah.
I saw
the
that
video.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, so that is why you call yourself the 1 inch.
So the original idea was, okay, we recognize that we have built something highly efficient. We do it in one single transaction, highly like complex interactions with different liquidity sources, but it's for the user one single transaction.
So it's like a combined ideology.
Okay. Okay. Now I understand.
And when you do 1 inch punch, you actually use the whole body. You start from the feet. You move here, the energy comes here, and then you also move your chest a little bit, and the arms comes at the last. Combination of all gives the unique power.
So you combine.
We did a lot of interactions. We got energy from Uniswap pool, from balance.
Combine aggregators.
It's like maybe like if you think about Super Saiyajins, like this Kamehameha thing.
So it's more like a small move, but make a big impact.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So that is why you guys want to partner with the Bruce Lee's Foundation.
Also, we shared all the philosophy. We did everything highly efficient. We always build protocols where nothing is anymore to remove. So people build sometimes smart contracts like blockchain applications with 10,000s of lines of code. In our case, we have like maybe 200, maybe 300, sometimes 50 lines of code. like in general, if you're a developer and you build on blockchain, just try to build try to build the applications where you cannot remove anything anymore. And then you have highly efficient thing.
Beautiful. Wow.
Amazing.
Beautiful. You give me a feeling that you are very interested in all the Chinese cultures and the sort of the things you like Buddha and or the BruceLee sort of things. Do you have any stories behind you and China or?
Maybe in my previous life, I would say. I was born in Siberia, in the deepest hole in the earth, I think. It was very cold there where I was born, but I don't know, like we had also no internet there, then I moved to Germany. I have German roots. I'm also German. I moved 1999 and raised in Germany. And I have the whole time already, when I was in Russia, I had a really strong relationship to Asian culture.
Okay.
Especially Bruce Lee. I have seen all the movies.
The movies, yeah, it's like classic.
Yes, and I also studied Shaolin Kung Fu through books.
Oh, really?
Wow.
When I was 12,
Can you do some gestures?
I cannot do like Kung Fu. I had the chance to learn karate, I already said, in Germany. So I had 5 years of karate, and then I studied also other things like Muay Thai, boxing, and grappling, MMA, mixed martial arts, and BJJ. So I just try to find my way. Like these books, or like also in general, like Kung Fu, karate, they just ways and doors to find yourself.
True.
True. That is so true.
Yes.
Yeah, that is so true.
Okay.
Cool.
Right. So now, basically, that's all the question we want to ask you. But we have the last part, which what we call the quick fire round. So the principle is simple. It's like we ask you the question, but you only allowed to answer in a short sentence. Okay. No long paragraph. Okay. Please, Vivian, you go first.
Okay, so the most unexpected challenge in building 1H. No thinking?
Unexpected.
Unexpected. No thinking.
Find time to sleep.
Okay. One feature you wish you could build, but technology isn't there yet.
As a person, or as a team, or as a project?
As project. Oh, I mean, like you can say
As
as
a
a project
person.
and then as a personal.
For the project, I wish to introduce a new evolution step for the financial industry. So to change the traditional approach how we trade assets.
For personal?
Personal?
Personal, it's difficult.
We got you.
I want to get my black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so technically
Okay.
I'm not there yet. I'm still struggling since years with blue belt.
Good luck with that.
Good luck. Yeah. So the timeline prediction for mainstream intent adoption.
In general, crypto adoption in the next few years, you'll get same as we have seen 2010 for internet adoption.
Okay.
So right now we are in year 2000. If you look on the crypto adoption and internet adoption, you compare both. We are right now in year 2000. It's just the beginning. So in few years we will reach already good level of adoption in terms of technology and user experience.
Okay. Your bold prediction for DeFi in 2025. 1 month later, what happened? Will be in 2025 for DeFi.
Yeah. One year in DeFi is are 10 years in traditional world, I would say. I think we will see a lot of users playing around with this. So since such nice platforms like Infinix came out, user got a better experience to play around with this new internet, I would say.
Okay.
Last question.
The last question. Please give us some advice for the hackers and developers who's building in DeFi sector.
Just never give up. Repeat. If you fall, try to stand up and try it again. We spent more than 12 months to travel around the globe, participating in more than 15 hackathons. And maybe the first project, the second project, the third projects will not work out, but one of these projects will work.
Yeah, never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Never.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Sergey.
much.
Thank you.
Sergey.
Thank you for
Thank you.
joining us. Thank you. And we are really enjoying to talk with you.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cool. I think that's it. Thank you.
Music gets me high. brings tears to my eyes. My hips are swaying side to side, my lungs they holler high. It brings the people out tonight. I need that swinging